Hello, everyone. It's Dr. T. I'm a tech trainer and career coach, and I help professionals transition to tech by leveraging their existing skills and abilities. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the Agile Coach role and preparing for an Agile Coach interview. As with all the roles that we talk about on this channel, we give you some tips on being successful during the interview process for that particular role. And we always talk about how you can use the STAR method to answer an interview question. And remember, the STAR method is a behavior-based approach to answering an interview question. STAR represents the situation, task, action, and results. And here you're just walking the interviewer through your experience with a specific challenge or work activity, the task that you were responsible for, the actions that you took, and then the results of those actions. So let's take a look at a potential question that you may get during an interview as it relates to the Agile Coach role. So here you have a question that the interviewer poses that states, describe a time when you had to help an organization improve Agile practices. So pretty simple. How did you help an organization improve their Agile practices? Here you're going to talk about how you have a certification in Scrum and project management. So you're establishing yourself as an expert, and you joined a tech company as a senior Scrum Master. And you might think, well, why are you giving this example of it being a Scrum Master for an Agile Coach interview? But just follow along. You'll see where you end up in the results, taking things back to the Agile Coach role. Because the question was about how did you help an organization improve Agile practices? It didn't say as an Agile Coach. So we want to give you some feedback on how you can tie things together, just establishing yourself as an expert. So in that situation, you were certified, you joined a tech company, and you were a senior Scrum Master. And there were a few teams in the organization that were practicing Agile from a bottom-up approach, meaning that it wasn't an initiative that came down from a sponsor and had a charter and had that executive sponsorship. It was a few teams just embracing Scrum and trying it out as a proof of concept. So there were some teams that had embraced Agile, and they were using the Scrum framework. And overall, the organization was just having a difficult time rolling it out enterprise-wide. So that's that situation where you were the expert and some of your peers along with you were using the Scrum framework, but organizational-wide, it just hadn't been rolled out yet. So that's the situation. Then you want to move the interviewer through the task. So here, you were asked by the VP of your department to coach your peers on Agile best practices. So even though you were a senior Scrum Master, you had the responsibility of helping coach other individuals on best practices for Agile. So that's the task, and that's how you're tying it back to the interview question. So the next step is to talk about what actions you took. So you are responsible for coaching others on Agile best practices. So your experience here is that you took the actions around attending some sprint retrospectives. Remember, the retrospective is about the team coming forth with what they thought went well, what they thought they could improve on, and then any other concerns. But they have that ability to speak openly and freely because the Scrum Master has created that environment to be transparent. So here we have that sprint retrospective, and you're signaling to the interviewer that you know the Scrum practices and you know what takes place. So you attend those sessions and to understand the approach that's being taken. Okay, because as an Agile coach, you know you need to gather data synthesize that data, and then make some recommendations for improvement. So you've gone out and you've been observing team activities. You then walk the interviewer through how you use that data and that intel that you received from participating in those sprint retrospectives to create some job aids. And then you use those job aids and share them when coaching the Scrum Masters on addressing team level concerns and improving on Scrum practices. So here you're signaling to the interviewer that I know that my role as a coach is to observe and then take information and figure out ways to help improve a process. So here you attended the retrospectives, and then you went in and you decided that you probably need to help fill a gap by creating some job aids. And then you tried those job aids out with the Scrum Masters to make certain that it was the information that could help them improve their processes. You also can tell the interviewer about the fact that you worked with a business analyst to conduct a cost-benefit analysis of Agile transformation for the organization. So you've worked down on the team level to help support and guide on improvements at the team level, addressing any risk and concerns and supporting them as they look to improve their Scrum practices. But then you also worked cross-functionally and with another team member to conduct a cost-benefit analysis to help the organization understand the benefits of Scrum and Agile, and then understand what it would cost to actually implement such a solution. So you took those actions of supporting teams and then looking to provide that decision-making information that leadership would need. You then move the interviewer to the results of all of these actions, working with the team, working with another support person, the business analyst, to look at costs and benefits of the Agile transformation. Now you're on to the results. So what happened as a result of you working with the Scrum Masters and coaching them? Well, they benefited so much from the job aids and understanding each other's concerns that they created a Scrum Master Guild. And this guild helped them to have an open forum to continue to share best practices as they became the Agile ambassadors at the team level. So you coached them along, you got them feeling pretty comfortable about their role within the Agile transformation and just within Scrum teams. And they were so excited that they became the Agile ambassadors. They started working effectively with their teams and with each other to just make sure that Scrum was being implemented well within the organization. And in doing so, given that cost benefit analysis that you did with the business analyst, the CEO also got to understand the benefit of Agile for the organization, and he became the executive sponsor for the rollout of the Agile Transformation Initiative, enterprise-wide. So we were successful helping the Scrum Masters take charge of Agile transformation at the team level, and also help leadership understand the value of Agile and what it would bring to the organization. And the CEO was so happy with that he became the executive sponsor for a complete rollout. And he was so excited about your role in bringing forth this change and this understanding and awareness in the organization that you got promoted to Agile Coach. So that ties it back to the interview question and the purpose of the interview, which is for you to get a new Agile Coach role with another organization. So you've shown that you were an expert, you executed on plans, you worked with other team members, you worked with other representatives in the organization to roll out Agile and transform the organization. You did such a good job that you were promoted. And you didn't stop there. You also coached executive leadership teams on how to manage Scrum teams. So you've worked at all levels throughout the organization to help solidify the rollout of Agile. You own that transformation from end to end, looking at what it would take to roll it out from a cost benefit perspective, what it would take to roll it out and improve it at the Scrum team level, and then how does management and leadership fit into Agile and Scrum. So you've done an end-to-end approach, and you own that transformation. This is how you can answer a question. Throughout this scenario, you've shown that you have interpersonal skills, you have great communication skills, you have the ability to take information, analyze it, and then create an output that can be utilized. So you've painted yourself as a great candidate for the Agile Coach role. If you have any other questions about how to prepare for an interview or any questions on the role, please leave a comment below. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.